Welcome to the void. My name is Moth, and today we have a different stream. It's not a game. I mean, it's game related. We're doing game stuff. We're doing game development stuff. It's a section we call a Moth and their Godot, in which I just open Godot and I smash my face into the console until something nice happens, or at least something functional. It may not be nice, but at least something functional. Functional, I will say, if it works, it works. Where's your glasses at? I'm wearing them right now. They're in my, like, I have like 3 layers of like eyelids. They're transparent, translucent. I have multiple eyes inside my eyes. I have special eyes. Okay, so today, my objective today, I'm not actually like doing anything for any games. I have done developer stream before for game jams, like the 7-day FPS or the Godot Wall Jam. This time is not for a game jam. This stream is not for a game jam. I'm also not working on any games that I am working privately on Moth Games. This is not a Moth game stream. And it's not a game jam stream. This is a Mirta Moth stream. And I'm making stuff for myself. Today, what I want to learn about is inverse kinematics, skeletons, animation in such a way that I can make a little screen blow that animates just like the character from Webbed, the little jumping spider. And a game that I actually have to play sometime soon. I wish I have to play it. We have to play Web on stream. Like, how it's a crime that I haven't played Web. I should play Web. Celine has a Web character plushie, and she's putting it next to me, and I'm like, okay. So yes, let me go to my corner. I should replace that message with the music because we're gonna be like, it's gonna be very quiet otherwise. The cute spider game. Yes, I want to make today's stream will be about trying to make a character that behaves like that, or at least looks like that, like it has multiple parts and they animate and stuff. So I have the Godot documentation open on my Steam Deck, as you can see. I will be developing on my Steam Deck. Let's see. I want music. Let me put some music. No, that's the wrong mouse. I have 2 mice on my desk. One for my Steam Deck, one for my actual PC where I'm streaming. I need to open this. I need to hide this one, and then unhide this one. And now we have music again. But I'm maybe gonna lower the volume. I don't know. How is the volume compared to my voice? Is the volume fine? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, that's fine. As long as the music is lower than my voice. No, Celine is telling me to lower the music. Celine is telling me to lower the music. I'm gonna lower it by... like 5 decibels? How's that? 5 decibels is 5 decibels lower. Remember, decibels are logarithmic. 5 decibels is a fucking lot. It's a lot. That's a lot. 5 decibels is a lot. Okay, let's see. Development. I have music. I wanna hear the music, so I'm gonna increase the volume on my headset. Okay. Whew. Let's see, what else? Is there any other preparations I need to make before we start? Oh yeah, I'm gonna like, I don't expect company, but I will be jumping on my voice chat just in case any screen blows jump in and wanna chat. Okay, it is configured. And I'm gonna switch mice and keyboards. Now I'm on the Steam Deck. Bam. Okay, we have a Godot project that I already have open, which is where I test stuff, where I just make random stuff that I am testing, not really any project that I intend to release commercially or for free or otherwise. What would you say is a good place to start learning Godot? Here, the Godot documentation. It has a part that says getting started. It says introduction. Docs, Godot-engine.org. They have a very beautiful documentation that has everything you need to know what the fuck Godot is about and how to use Godot. Everything about Godot is here. Everything you will need about Godot is here. That said, if you really want like some more like a guided resource, there are several YouTube channels. I advise against this. I prefer learning by doing, because learning by doing, the most important thing about game development is failing. And I'm pretty sure that GMTK has a video about this. That video is like, that video became a copy pasta for a lot of developers because it's fucking true. Game development is not about being good at game development. Game development is being good at failing and learning from failing and failing more and failing fast and failing even 20 more times until you have something that is either functional and fun, or either functional or fun, and then you work out how to make it both at the same time, because you want a game that is both fun and functional. Like, it works, it's fun. And to do that, you need to fail. You need to fuck up. You need to fuck around and find out. How I learned to use Godot, I actually have some development experience before Godot. I was a software engineer for a while. I was an IT manager for a while. I already had a programming background. I used to develop in Java. I developed in Python. I developed in whatever tool I had to use for the job at the time. I am kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. I never married to any tool. I never got to a point where I wanted to use one tool and like use it very, 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 very well. I've never got to that point. In my career, I've always had I've always had to jump from one project to another, and it's projects that I have nothing to do with in terms of like deciding the tools. I've usually worked on projects that someone else already decided the tools, and so I have to get used to the tools. So that led to my background of jack of all trades, master of none. I can probably develop anything in any language, tool, etc. It's just that it's probably not gonna be like good best practices for that tool, but it will be something functional, and I will probably make sure that it also works as good as it can work. So my suggestion is go to the Godot documentation, and they have a part that says your first 2D game. Follow this tutorial. Do it. Like, download Godot. Go to the Godot website. Go to the Godot website. Download the latest version of Godot. Open it. Make a new project, and try to follow this tutorial. They even give you the source code of the project already fully assembled. If you want video tutorials, there is Brakis. Brakis used to be a very Brakis used to do a lot of Unity tutorials, but after Unity did the entire kerfuffle with the install runtime fee and the entire controversy and the drama of like all the scummy bullshit they were doing, Brakis was no longer doing any Unity content, and eventually he became a Godot developer guy. Like, he started doing Godot developing videos, and his developer series for Godot is actually very, very good. I will recommend it for new folks. Let me show you. I have two mice on my screen. Brakis. That's how you write it. Brakis. So it has this video, how to make a video game, Godot beginner tutorial. I will recommend that video if you want a video tutorial instead of following the Godot documentation, which I still recommend, because what I want you to do, if you really want to learn, is that you want to fail. Failing is good in game development. You want to suck at it. You want to suck so bad that you get good. Because that's how you do it. I would recommend doing the first 2D game, because then you have this entire section where they explain, oh, this is how you make a project. There's some settings that you can do to modify your project, like what it means. Like, oh, here's some sprites. What is the nodes? Here's some example code and what it does and what it means. Like, here's how you configure a sprite. Here's how you make some. It is how you make some stuff behave like how you want it to behave. This will set you up to start. Like oh, look, here is how you process inputs. Hey, Poilapan, welcome. So I would recommend following this first. Go to Brachis, because Brachis is a good resource as well. I recommend to stay away from tutorials. Like, don't do too many tutorials, because if you're gonna be doing tutorials all day, all the time, you're gonna be stuck in what we developers call tutorial hell, where you're actually never making anything and you're just following tutorials. Which, yes, you will learn some stuff doing tutorials, but you will not learn how to actually make a game. Like a full game, like a complete experience, something you can show. I also would not recommend you doing game jams as a way to learn game development. You do game jams, but you already know a little bit. Why? Because if you do a game jam when you don't know nothing, you will spend most of your game jam time learning, and you're not gonna spend any time making. So I will definitely recommend just go fuck shit up. Like, go make a mess. Go to the Godot documentation, try your first 2D game tutorial, and then there's also another one. Your first 3D game tutorial, which is the same tutorial as in the 2D game tutorial, but they're gonna make it 3D. You're gonna make this. You see this GIF that they're showing here? You're gonna make this with this tutorial. And this will teach you everything you need to know about Godot. And the rest is just opening this manual and reading. You don't even have to read it all. You only have to read what you care about using for your game. The thing is that knowing what you need for your game is about experience. It's not something you will understand immediately. You will not know what you need for your game until you actually go and fuck shit up. When you fail and you understand why you're failing, then you will know, oh, I probably needed this thing. Maybe I needed a math function that I didn't know about. Okay, maybe I'm not very good at math. If you're not very good at math, that's fine. Yes, math is very good for game development and is pretty much a requirement, but it's not the end of the world if you're not good at math, because there is lots of videos on YouTube to explain how to do math for video games. Even like just Google it, just search it up. Search how do I find a middle point between several vectors? Like, oh, you're probably gonna add the vectors and then divide by the number of vectors, something like that. Math is scary, but don't be scared, because there's lots of resources to make it easy and make it fun and make it palatable. Game development, in my regard, is more about consistency than being good at it. It's more about doing, like, you just doing anything, do something. You don't have to care if it's good. You can make it good later. Do something now. If it works, that's great. If it doesn't work, you fuck it up, and that's good too, because you can learn from that, and then you can make it work later. And if you made it work, you can make it even better later. That's the most important thing about making starting in game development, in my opinion. Okay, back to the topic, what we were going to do today. So I'm trying to learn about skeletons. I want to learn about this. So they're giving me some example sprite that I can use for this tutorial. So why do I want to learn about this? Because I want to learn to make a character that moves like this. I want to make a character that moves like these little guys. I want to make something that moves like these guys over here. Tutorial hell is a real problem. You fell into it when going through Unity. It is a real problem, and the thing about tutorial hell is that yes, you will maybe learn something, but most tutorials are very basic and they will never go over what you actually need to know. Because what you actually need to know is not something you will understand until you fail. When you fail is when you, oh, I am lacking in this area. This is what I need to know to get over my obstacle. And it also helps, you know, having a community of people to reach out and ask questions, like, because maybe even after failing, you don't know why you failed, right? Then you need feedback. You need someone to tell you why you failed. You need someone, you need some people to explain, to help you go through what you did and show you what's wrong and what's stopping you from doing what you want to do. Sometimes you need help to see why you're failing. It's very easy to fail when you're alone. Sometimes it's easy to learn why you're failing when you're alone. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's very hard and you need some people to tell you why you're fucking shit up. And that's also important. Don't think that you have to do everything alone. That's another massive fallacy. That's how you die. That's how you kill yourself in a 20-year development cycle of solo indie game development. You need people. You need people. You need people. You cannot do everything on your own. You could do everything on your own, but can you do everything on your own and still release your project? That's the difference. Is it something you actually want to release and share with people, right? Then you have to think about your time in this world. You know, life is short. You have only so much time. Do you want to spend 1 year developing a game that you can release with 5 people, 3 people who you are very good working with? Or do you want to spend 20 years developing a game on your own, like doing all the music yourself, all the art yourself, all the programming yourself, all the marketing, all the administration duties? Because here's the thing that they don't tell you about game development. If nobody plays your game, nobody knows about your game, nobody's gonna play your game. And marketing is probably like 80% more important than actually making your game. Making your game is important, but if you care about people playing your game, marketing is more important than making your game. That's actually like the actual shitstorm of game development. The game development, making a game is not hard. Making a game is easy. Finishing a game is hard. Why is finishing a game hard? Because everyone suffers from scope creep. Everyone wants to put more things in their game. Everyone wants to, oh, I want to put this in my game. I want my game to do this and this and this and this. But nobody wants to say, I want to remove this from my game. Nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to say, I want to cut this content from my game because it's gonna take too long. My team is too small. We don't think we can do it within a reasonable amount of time. It's gonna delay our game for another year. It's gonna make our game release never if we keep adding more features or not removing the features we know are not necessary to get the main point of the game. Finishing a game is harder than making a game. Making a game is the easiest fucking thing in the world. This stream became mere complaints about what happened when she made a game. So yeah, marketing and finishing a game. That's the 2 most important parts of making a game, and the hardest. Because if you don't have you don't have any traction, like you don't have like a presence online, marketing is very hard. If you're alone, if you're on your own, you need friends, you need people, you need word of mouth, you need family, friends to help you market your game. In my case, Moth Planet, as a group of hobby developers who made their first game, and like it was like completely out of nowhere. It just appeared in the internet one day with no marketing at all. We sold 200 copies and we had like 1,000 wishlist. That's nothing in terms of like that's a massive flop in terms of like game development sales. But for a group of hobby developers with no marketing budget, that's actually massive numbers. We didn't expect to even have like 50 people playing this game, right? Having more than 50 people was like, oh shit, people actually are like sharing this thing. That's amazing. So, you know, we're still making games. We're still working on our next game. I cannot speak about it. I cannot tell you what we're doing. We already canceled a game that we worked on before. Moth Survivors. We were doing like a you know, the overly saturated Vampire Survivor style garlic. I'm gonna borrow the term that I heard some people use, like Vinny, garlic-like, the garlic-like genre. We were making one of those. We canceled it because the scope was too big for our team. We were like 3 people. We're trying to get more people into our team. We got some new people recently. Because for that game, what we wanted was not just the Vampire Survivor side. It had systems that are like management of a. It had like a management of like a facility where you make bioweapons and then you use those bioweapons to go into a Vampire Survivor style game. And there was also like a narrative side. There was also story, and that happens during the management side, and that it was going to be too much for our little team. We will have taken like 3-4 years to make that game, and we're gonna make like an entire fake operating system to work as the interface for the management side. And like, do we want to make this game right now, guys? And everyone on anonymous, everyone said no. we want to make a game we can release again very soon. So we're working on a new game that hopefully we can actually release very soon. We released the cancel game on itch.io. The cancel game, we had a private prototype that we released to collect feedback from the Moth Games Discord server. We released that for everyone not long ago. A public release of that preview demo pre-alpha, where we are just showing the ideas of what we wanted to make. It's not representative of what we were actually trying to make. It is in the itch.io. It is in the itch.io. If you go to the itch.io Moth Games, it's over here. Moth Survivors. We released it. Oh yeah, Moth Planet. We released. What the fuck? I forgot to mention. Moth Planet has an update today. It on itch.io and Steam. We released 2.0. We released 2.0. Moth Planet 2.0 is out. So basically we reduced the price. Now it's $8, and we also have a 7-day sale of 50% off to celebrate the anniversary. Moth Planet has been out for more than a year now. Basically, this update adds localization to Spanish, Latin American Spanish, Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, French. We added new custom sprites for important and random NPCs across the world. We added a victory screen if you complete the game 100%. You know, like Kirby, when you finish the entire game 100%, Kirby shows you like a congratulations. Well, we added one of those. You can change the language in the settings. You can change the language when you start the game the first time. We fixed a bunch of bugs. We updated the engine to Godot 4.4.1. We added some safeguards to some things we found, some new checkpoints, some tile sets that had some mistakes in some places. We fixed those. Some typos in English. And that's it. That's on the 2.0. It's out. You can play it right now on Steam and itch.io. We have demos. If you want to try Moth Planet, you don't want to buy it right now. Even if there is a sale, you can download for free the demo. Demo is like maybe half the game. There's speedrun modes, and then, you know, go check it out. It's out. We released 2.0. It's on Steam as well. Up. And you can check it out on Steam as well. It's on Steam. It's on sale. 50% off. 50% off. Update 2.00. It's also on Steam. You can check it out. Okay, let's do what we were going to do today. I got hyper sidetracked. It's been an hour of sidetracking. Will it be the power of procrastination keeping me from doing what I came here to do? Okay, so 2D skeletons introduction. Working with 3D skeletal deforms are common for characters and creatures, and most 3D modeling applications support it. For 2D, as this function is not used as often, it's difficult to find mainstream software aimed for this. One option is to create animations in third-party software such as Spine and Dragon Bones. Worth it. Hey, I'm happy to help. Like, if anybody has questions, basic questions about Godot, if you're asking me like, how do I optimize a physics server to like put 10,000 bullets on screen, don't ask me that. I don't know, because I haven't done it. I will probably point you to resources that I know about. But if you're asking about baby questions, sure. I could probably do the research right now for how to optimize 1 million bullets on screen on the physics server, like to not use like native Godot objects, because that's what most people do for such use cases where like it's like you need 1 billion things on screen, and it's like, oh, the physics server is too slow and Godot is gonna explode and you're gonna get like 10 frames per second. Like, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna have to go out of your comfort zone for that, and probably stop using like area 2Ds, area 3Ds, and you're gonna have to probably make your own custom solution in Godot where you're addressing the physics server directly. Like, there's solutions for everything. You just have to do your research. I haven't done that. I haven't made a game where I need 1 billion things on screen, so I don't know. If you ask me a question like that, I will not be able to answer. If you ask me about Godot 3D, I haven't done a lot of 3D games. I have done, all my games are mostly 2D. I have done one 3D game, which basically we didn't do any real quote-unquote 3D. Where's my history? This thing is not recording history. Moth Pride Games each. We made this 3D game, Just Moth Tardigrade Rescue, where basically code this. Hey, hello, welcome. This is the only 3D game we have then, and it's basically, you know, very basic 3D shapes for the stage. We made like tiles, and we used a plugin that lets us create 3D dungeons, generate 3D dungeons with the tiles we made in 3D, and everything else is just sprites. It's just billboarding sprites. So in terms of like, oh, how do I use Blender and stuff? I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not a 3D artist, and I have never used 3D objects, like actual 3D objects in Godot. I haven't done that. There is Blender release an open source project. Blender released an open source project. This Dog Walk. The Blender Foundation made a Godot game and released the source code to show you have an open source project. I am very approachable sometimes. Not all the time. I'm actually a very introverted person. I am surprised at my ability to actually be able to stream almost every day. But in terms of like actual interpersonal relationships, I don't speak too much. Like, if you're in a room with me, I'm gonna be the guy who doesn't speak unless you force me to speak. Unless I am forced, like on obligation, then I speak a lot. If it's for a job or something, I am very good at speaking. You're gonna just pet my head. I will welcome it. I will very welcome. So this game, Dog Walk, they released it for free. Download the game here. You will find that they released it on. They made it in Godot, and you can find the source code and the production. Well, you have to join Blender. That you can get the source code for the game, and it's all made in Godot. You can play, also download the game for free. It's free, you can play it. So this should teach you, if you check out this project, this should teach you how, if you already know how to use Blender to make 3D stuff, this project will teach you how to get your 3D Blender stuff into Godot to make a 3D game in Godot. So this is a good resource if you're trying to learn 3D pipelines and like 3D asset production pipelines. They also have like a production repository. This entire project folder, this includes all the production files of the assets, animations, and levels, as well as early pre-production assets and the tools and add-ons we used during the production. This repository is exactly in the state as it was when we work on it, so all files are authentically messy. So keep that in mind. This is a very good resource, extremely good resource. If you want to learn a pipeline of how to go from, and realize that if you're using Godot and Blender as your 3D tools, you're all open source. Like, you don't have to pay license fees to anyone. You know, that's the problem with like Unity or Unreal and they're also good tools. Don't think that because I'm using Godot, I wouldn't use. If I had to, I will also use Unity. I will use Unity, I will use Unreal. Remember, tools are tools. They are not something that you should care about, like, oh, I'm gonna marry this system because that other system is not open source or this one is proprietary. You use what you need to use. Okay? You shouldn't avoid using a tool just because this or that, or like, you have to find out why you need to use a tool, or like, it's up to you. It's up to you to decide. If I have to use Unity, I will use Unity. I haven't ever used Unity myself to release something in a complete state. I used Unity when it was like version 3. It was a long time ago. I don't even remember anything about Unity. Oh, you being sus, Mir? Am I being sus? Am I sus? What kind of sauce am I? Am I like chili sauce? Like pesto sauce? What kind of sauce? Personally, I think I'm chimichurri more than pesto. I fucking love chimichurri. Chimichurri is my favorite sauce. I would love to put chimichurri all over like a grilled steak or some fish, or heck, some fucking flame broiled chicken with chimichurri. Mwah, beautiful. How is it going? It's going great. I'm sidetracking and doing nothing that I was supposed to achieve today. So, you know, this is technically more of a just chatting stream than a developer stream right now. Okay, I think I covered more about my experience. So you know, since I'm, let me keep some bookmarks. itch.io, bookmark this. Yeah, keep some bookmarks, baby. Okay. I should make a bookmark to my Godot documentation. It's my favorite. Lurk. Well, fair enough. Figure you will come by and say hello. Thank you. Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed your lurk. Gonna make some bookmarks here. Go to docs. Save. Okay. Good. Okay, so where were we? Okay, here. This is what we were doing. So I was reading about this. One option is to create animations in third-party software such as Spine or Dragon Bones. This functionality is also supported built-in. Why would you want to do skeleton animations directly in Godot? The answer is that there are many advantages to it. Better integration with the engine, so less hassle importing anything from external tool. Ability to control particle systems, shader sounds, skulls, scripts, colors, transparency in animations. The built-in skeletal system in Godot is very efficient and designed for performance. The following tutorial will then explain 2D elemental deformations. Before starting, we recommend you go through the cutout animation tutorial to gain a general understanding. Okay, so we probably need to do that first. So I'm ahead of myself. Let's do that first. In fact, it even has the amazing thing that I want to know the most about, inverse kinematics over here. Inverse kinematic chains. Yeah, this is very important. Okay. Okay, maybe I don't want to use this project to try that. I'm gonna make a new one. Let me get out of here. Quick to project list. Oh my god, the text on that looks so fucked up. The text on the now playing. Oh my god, it's fucked up. It should be using like 2 lines, but it's like very stubbornly using 1 line. That's amazing. I need to figure something out for that to stretch it properly, or maybe like a way to truncate that and make it. I am talking about this stuff on the bottom, the no playing. You see the name of the track is too long for what remains of the interface. Need to figure something out for that. Maybe like a marquee effect where the text scrolls by instead of being stretched like that into the boundaries. Well, that's a distraction. I don't care about that right now. Let's make practice project. Godot practice. Damn, this track is fire. This is personal taste. I usually put all this inspector stuff on the right and the left side because I usually code over here and I prefer all my code stuff to be like on this side. So I usually tend to do this. I just send everything to the left side. As you may notice that my Godot looks different from the default experience because I'm using a theme that is like minimalistic. It's a very good theme. Apparently it's gonna become an official theme in Godot. I heard this minimal theme.dress. There was an update, so I came here to update it. Minimal theme Godot. There's this theme that I use in Godot. It's very good. It's very nice. It's very compact as well. It makes Godot take less pixel space in. There's like basically less white space in Godot, and like there's more room for like all your widgets and stuff. This is very good. Apparently it's gonna become an official theme in Godot. From what rumors. I don't know if it's true. I saw that the developers for this theme were like shooting messages in public to the Godot theme in the social media stuff. So maybe it will become official. I don't know. Okay, animation. No, I know about animation. What I don't know about is like I should practice animation trees as well. I haven't tried animation trees. I haven't tried 3D skeletons. So let's do the cutout animation. Traditionally, cutout animation is a type of stop motion animation in which pieces of paper or other thin material are cut into special shapes and arranged into two-dimensional representation of characters and objects. Characters' bodies are usually made out of several pieces. The pieces are rearranged and photographed once. For each frame of the film, the animator moves and rotates the parts in small increments between each shot to create the illusion of movement when images are played back quickly in sequence. Make a lamp. I want to make a moth. Oh look, the examples they have. In video games, this technique has also become popular. Examples of these are Paper Mario and Rayman Origins. Yes. Simulations of cutout animations can now be created using software as seen in South Park and Jake and the Neverland Pirates. I don't know what that is. What is that? Jake? Oh, it's a Disney show. Okay, yeah, I've seen the character. I didn't know that's the name of the show. So it's like a Disney show. Okay. And it's also, this technique it was used a lot in Flash animation back in the day. I remember doing some of it in Flash. I was wondering about using Godot as my animation replacement because I stopped using Adobe software entirely, but I've never found a good animation software to replace Adobe Animate, what used to be Macromedia Flash. I actually have my old Flash software that I purchased long ago when it was still Macromedia. I have a copy of that, and usually I use that sometimes to make like tiny animation. But I was wondering because in Godot you have like this movie maker mode where you can actually output like a PNG sequence I was wondering of using Godot itself because the animation tools in Godot are so fucking complete and nice, and like you can do twins and stuff and like easing. I was thinking of like just replacing. I was animating in Krita, but it's not exactly what I want, and it's not very intuitive. I would say I think Krita animation tools need some like extra cooking time. There is more comprehensive animation tools, but I don't want to. I'm not an animator, like a full-time animator. I don't need like full tools. I need something like where I can animate like a what they called a movie clip in Flash, which means I can pre-animate something that will continue animating in a way. Then I can just move it around like a cutout animation. Godot has an amazing animation tool where you can animate everything, like properties in an object. You can animate, like if you have an animated sprite object, and you can switch the. Maybe we'll show you today what I mean, because cutout animation is gonna take a lot of that. Cutout animation is gonna do a lot of that. Let me see. There's probably a part here where you're gonna be. Yep, you're gonna be face deep in the animation tool, animating every piece of this motherfucker. So yes, this is exactly what I want to know. This is exactly what I want to practice. Because after you make your inverse kinematics, how the fuck are you gonna move it around? You're not gonna move it by hand. I mean, you could, but that's not the point of doing all this work in a game engine. You want your code to move it, or a tool to move it for you, and then you just use code to tell the thing, oh, do the walking animation, oh, do the jump animation, oh, do the punching animation, etc. You don't want to do all of this by hand every single time. Animation trees. We may have to learn animation trees for this as well. Okay. Let me drink some tea. I've been talking a lot. My throat is gonna go dry. So, cutout animation in Godot. Godot provides tools for working with cutout rigs as is ideal for the workflow. The animation system is fully integrated with the engine. This means animations can control much more than just motionless objects, textures, sprite sizes, pivots, opacity, color modulation, and more. Can all be animated and blended. Combine animation styles. Animated Sprite 2D allows traditional cell animation to be used alongside. This is basically an animated Sprite 2D in Godot is basically what a movie clip was in Flash. I did used to make Flash animations back in the day. I also made Flash games that I never published because my teenage self said this is too cringe. This is cringe, so I don't want to make it public. But my adult self says this is awesome. Cringe is good. I should publish this shit sometime, just for the meme. So there's a lot of Flash animation that I lost that I might have to look around in all hard drives to see if I still have them around. I remember posting some of that in Full Affinity. I don't think it's in Full Affinity anymore. Animated Sprite 2D allows traditional cell animation to be used alongside cutout animation. In cell animation, different animation frames use entirely different drawings rather than the same pieces positioned differently. In an otherwise cutout-based animation, cell animation can be used selectively for complex parts such as hands, feet, changing facial expressions, etc. That's something I want to learn as well. Making like a facial rig. The stuff you sent me on your birthday, gods. Oh yeah, when Celine's birthday came around, I used to make her some Flash animations to wish her happy birthday. I did that for many of my friends back then. I did like little Flash toys or animations. They weren't like full animations. They were like I would just put some script on like a bitmap to do like some particle effects or like confetti or like a water ripple effect. I did a bunch of shit to wish people happy birthday back in the day, where I will make your own personal. Sometimes I will also give you epilepsy. I remember I had a fascination with strobe light effects. So maybe I don't want to post a lot of my old Flash stuff because it's probably not good for a lot of people. I had a fascination with strobing effects back then. I don't know why. I love flashing stuff with a middle-aged Jigex with that what hasn't reached him ever apparently. I actually never finish Earthbound. I watch videos of Earthbound and I love Jigex. I have an animation that I think is not deleted. I think that animation is still on Full Affinity, where it's like my old character stretched out to be like Jigex, and it's like a you cannot grasp the shape of Jigex attack, something like that. It might still be in Full Affinity somewhere, buried deep. Custom shape elements. Custom shapes can be created with Polygon 2D, allowing UV animation, deformations, etc. I might want to use this for my little Moth screen gloss. Particle systems. A correct animation rig can be combined with particle systems. This can be useful for magic effects, jetpacks, etc. Custom colliders. Set colliders and influence areas in different parts of the skeletons. Great for bosses and fighting games. That's very good to know. Animation tree allows complex combinations and blending between several animations the same way it works in... You know, actually, yeah, I remember doing in Moth Planet the Void Orbs. I actually animated a collider with an animation player to make the void beam that they shoot at you. Basically, it's in two parts. I animate a particle system, I enable it, but you know, a particle system doesn't have... In 2D, in Godot 2D, they don't have colliders. The particles in Godot, they only seem to have colliders for the 3D Godot particle systems. And it's for like attraction fields and some other tricks you can do with 3D particles in Godot. So because I didn't know how to make like these particles also meet a collider, what I did is that I just made a polygon collider. And what I did is that I made it grow with the animation to match the speed at which the particle beam comes out after you enable it. So yeah, with the animation system in Godot, you need to be more creative than just thinking that you can just animate things to move and do stuff. You can animate everything in your code with Godot. You can interpolate like properties entirely, like it's crazy. I think people should consider Godot a serious animation tool, to be honest. Because if you go here and you go to the movie maker editor, movie writer, you can ask, okay, I want movie. Like when you say movie file, you can ask for a PNG. If you save in PNG, you're gonna get like a sequence of PNGs. You can save, you could record and make a movie, like an .avi movie. But if you want transparency, you could do PNG, and then you assemble the PNGs with an art program to make a GIF or like a WebM or something. This is very useful too. I think Godot is a serious contender for like replacing animation tools in general. I think people should consider that. If only there was a good plugin for adding like drawing tools, this could also be like a animation tool for like traditional art. I would consider Godot the best tool for animating digital like sprites and like polygons, like doing like you could do like South Park style animation in Godot very easily. I think more easily than most software. Well, you know, like professional animation software like Toon Boom is probably better suited for that, but I think this is pretty good as a free alternative. I think people should consider it seriously. Making of Gbot. For this tutorial, we will use demo content. As demo content, the pieces of the Gbot character created by Andreas Esau. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name, Andreas. I suck. Gbot. Okay, here's the zip file. I'm gonna download that. I'm gonna put it in my project folder. Open file manager. Oh, we have an ad break. Project files. Let's make a folder here called animation. Here we're gonna put animation. We're gonna put this in here. Let's unzip it, extract here and delete archive. Okay, we got it. Gbot. We got all the pieces. It's already like all segmented. This is the example of Gbot being complete. Pretty neat. Okay, we go back to Godot. Now it's all imported, and we have an ad break. Be right back, folks. We will continue soon. Okie dokie. Ad break is over. We continue. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Here we go. Okay. Back to developing. So we have the assets. We have Gbot here. Now it's inside Godot itself. Let's keep reading. So, setting up the rig. Create an empty node 2D as root of the scene and we will work under it. Okay. I guess I'm gonna call it Gbot. Oh, my keyword is still in my desktop. Switching keywords. Gbot. Gboto. Let's call it Gbot. So first notice of the model is the hip. Generally both in 2D and 3D. The hip is the root of the skeleton. This makes it easier to animate. Is it now? Really? Interesting. I didn't know that. I've never done cutout animation that way. Honestly, when I did cutout animation in Flash back in the day, it was like brute force, like self-taught brute force animation. Like I just used lots of tweens and it wasn't very smooth, but it worked. I made it work back in the day. Okay, so they made it at Sprite 2D, as I can see. Okay, let's call it hip, and we're gonna make it like that. So there's the hip. It's at the root. Next will be the torso. The torso needs to be a child of the hip. So create a child sprite and load the torso texture. Later accommodate it properly. This looks good. Let's see. Okay, so we need the torso. Where is the torso? Torso. I lost it. I don't know what it is. Body. It's at the torso. It's called body. Okay, it's the body, right? So it's a child of this guy. No, it became the hip. Okay, let's okay, let's make a child sprite 2D, and we're gonna give it the body sprite. Call it torso, and we're gonna move it to be ideally in the right position. I don't know if that's the right position. That looks right to me. Let's look at the tutorial. Kinda looks right. I think it needs to be lower. Here. Maybe I'm gonna put the full body as a reference. Like I'm gonna put it right to the, so I can compare what it's supposed to look like. And put it over here. Well, that one has like shading and stuff. So I don't know. So I don't think they match size-wise. Maybe they do. Yeah, because there's like some black stuff on the right side of the hip, like some dark shadow stuff. So maybe it does fit. I don't know. Let's assume that it does. I'm gonna move it with control with shift arrow to put it over here as a reference. Let's call it reference, not part of the real thing. I'm gonna hide it later when we assemble the full thing. Okay, so this looks good. Let's see if our hierarchy works as a skeleton by rotating the torso. We can do this by pressing E to the rotate mode and dragging with the left mouse button to exit rotate mode. Press escape. Okay. Torso select, rotate. Is that, I mean, yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, the rotation pivot. There we go. The rotation pivot is wrong and needs to be adjusted. This mount cross in the middle of the sprite 2D is the rotation pivot. Adjusting the pivot. The pivot can be adjusted by changing the offset property in the sprite 2D. Yeah, we're gonna put it in the same spot as the hip. The pivot can also be adjusted visually. While hovering over the desired pivot point, press B to move the pivot there. To select the sprite 2D. There's also a tool in the toolbar that has a similar function. Okay. I'm gonna select this and we're gonna change the pivot point. Here, click to change the object's pivot. Let's move it over here. Maybe that will be. Where did they put it? Yeah, around that part. That should be good. Maybe a bit higher here. Now, if we rotate this thing, yeah, that looks better. we don't have unnecessary steps there. Okay, next. Continue adding body pieces, starting with the right arm. Make sure to put each sprite in the correct place in the hierarchy, so its rotations and transformations are relative to its parent. Okay. With the left arm, there's a problem. In 2D, child nodes appear in front of their parents. We want the left arm to appear behind the hip and the torso. We could move the left arm nodes behind the hip, above the hip node in the scene hierarchy, but then the left arm is no longer in its proper place in the hierarchy. This means it wouldn't be affected by the movement of the torso. We'll fix this problem with remote transformed 2D nodes. What? You can also fix depth ordering. What? Remote transform. Never used those before. I didn't notice were a thing. Now move the sprites so we can create animations by using the remote transform 2D nodes. What the fuck? Isn't that the dream about making games? Mostly bosses. So you wanna make a boss fighting game? Like a game where you only fight bosses, like Footy. But having no musical skill is a big deterrent. Well, we have folks we know that can make music. You could talk to CloudHop, maybe. There's also Salbetter. Salbetter makes music. And you know them from Levelhead. I'm gonna drink some tea. We in the first hour of the stream, we had this conversation where it's like, don't do things alone, find people. It's very important that the difference between releasing something in 20 years and releasing something in 1 year is having people to help, reaching out and saying, do you want to make a game with me? That is actually very important, as much as actually making the game. Having people is the difference between releasing something and giving up. Having some support. Okay, we use the pivot. We're gonna add the arm. Should I use the remote transform? I think I would prefer using the Z index to modify that. Like I don't know, that's so weird. Remote transform. What the fuck is a remote transform 2D? Pushes its own transform to another 2D node, 2D derived node in the scene. Call the remote node in the scene. What? What? It sounds like overcomplicating the solution when you have like you can literally just do Z index. Like, okay, let's put the arms. Let's copy this and let's call it arm left. No, sorry, arm. Yes. Arm right, hand right. They call it right because it's the right of the character, but like I prefer going by the visuals. But I'm gonna follow the tutorial. I'm gonna call it arm right. Put it inside torso. Put it inside torso, and hand is inside arm. So arm right goes here, pop. And it's supposed to go more to the... Oh wait, let me fix that pivot. Transform offset 0. No, I don't want to rotate. I want to want to select, move it around. So this is supposed to be not exactly on the spot. Waiting with the reference. I think that's about as good as it gets. That said, I will say the pivot point for this thing is probably on that blue orb thingy, right? Where did they put the pivot? It doesn't show. Pivot should go there, right? I think this pivot should go... Oh, maybe it should go here. Let's assume that it's supposed to go more in the middle. Like over here. Oh, hi, Mir. Just dropping in to say hello. Hello, MJ. Welcome. What are you doing? So let's assume that the pivot point is supposed to be there. Eto, let's put the... God damn it, I haven't said Eto the entire stream. You drop in and I said Eto. It's you. It's you. You are. It's you. The brain rot. It decided to like, there's a relationship now in my brain where MJ is on stream, Eto happens unconsciously. I haven't done Eto the entire stream until you arrive just now. It's your fault. I blame you. Okay, let's give them a hand. And right. And right. What is hand right? Actually, no, yeah, what the fuck is hand right? You're not big brain enough to understand coding, but you wanna get 10 void orders. Well, I'm not coding right now. I'm just assembling a sprite. Assembling a cutout sprite from a tutorial to make a cutout animation guy. I could probably will do some code to see if I can make it. You don't need that big of a brain to do code, no gonna lie. Yeah, code is not really big brain stuff. It's more if you want to do something fancy with your code, it's when you need the big brain. It's when you're gonna do like some math. It's when you're gonna need that calculator to do some work. Is this for a new game or are you keeping yourself sharp? No, this is for myself. This is just practice. Shaders. Well, shader is definitely a skill where you need a big brain. Because shaders requires you to understand lots of things, and it's not just coding. It's not just math. You need to be an artist. You need to be a mathematician. You need to be... Shaders is definitely advanced programming in many regards. Especially because for shaders, you need to understand some parallelization. Because the thing about GPUs and why they're different from CPUs is that GPUs are very good at their one job, and it's because they're very fucking parallelized. And they do their one thing very good, very well, very fast. And very divide and conquer kind of way. So if you're gonna write a shader that is very optimized, you need to... And sometimes your shader... You cannot optimize your shader for just one GPU. You may need to optimize your shader for like different architectures, because like AMD does some memory manipulation in some way, Nvidia does it in a different way, and like doing general shader code is hard. That's why there's like 40 different shader languages and nobody has decided on a standard, and even Cloud Hub gave up on making one. I don't know if they gave up. I think that's what I understand. They were making their own like standard shader language, and you're still to do writing work for your future games. I will be very happy to invite you to do some writing, either your own game or something we need a writer for. Right now we're not looking for a writer, but I will definitely talk to the folks to see what they want. Because we abandoned one very narrative game, but we abandoned it for the wrong reasons, and also because of the payment processor climate was not very beneficial for that one project. Hey Benitez, welcome. So right now we're not doing like super narrative stuff. Moth Planet is literally the most narrative thing we have done, and it's delivered through direct dialogues. It's not like a massive amounts of lore. And I mean, if you want some 3-hour bosses or 10-hour puzzles, hey, we might. Actually, the game we're working on right now, we might need some puzzle designers. But I don't know what we can do for the game we're working on right now. Like, we still don't have a prototype. We're working on a prototype for that new game. I can just say we're making a dungeon crawler kind of game, like a roguelike dungeon crawly kind of game, something like that. We're making something like that, but we don't know if it's gonna be exactly that, because you know, you think that you're making one game and then you end up making something else by accident. That happens to us in Moth Planet. We started making something that was like Cat Planet, and we ended up making something different that is still in the spirit of Cat Planet, but it was something else. The Robin wasn't even a journalist. It was like just some guy. It was supposed to be a 30-minute game. We were making a 30-minute game. We were making Cat Planet, but with Moth, and it was like, it was supposed to be tiny, but then we made it like a huge game, and it's like, oh wait, this game is like an hour long now. I mean, some of you probably remember the pre-alpha. Like, that's what we wanted. We wanted like a tiny game, and then it became like a huge game. It's like, oh shit. Oh no, what have we done? Do we stop? Do we finish it? What do we do? What is the hands? Is forearms the hands? It is the fucking hands. They're called forearm. What the fuck? Team Cherry style. Yeah, you know, having fun. We were having fun. We didn't really realize we were having more fun than we were supposed to. And now we have to finish a game that is bigger than we intended. That's what happened to Moth Planet. It's not moving. Oh, because it's not selecting the right thing. Ooh. You. Move it here. It's supposed to be like... Ah! MJ, it's your fault. I blame you. It's you. You are doing it. Your presence is making me say eto. It's MJ. It's MJ. I blame MJ. Ah! Okay, let's fix the pivot. It's probably gonna be around here, I suppose. So in the tutorial they want me to use remote. Is remote transform 2D? It's so weird. But is that supposed to work like a sprite? Oh my god, Celine sneeze. Don't let it get on you. Anyway, apparently create trial error, invoke a vanilla Minecraft Java mod that was reported before. Huh? What do you mean? Like a virus mod or? You're gonna reward. It was reported before, like, oh, they got reported. Why? Is it a virus? That I keep having this paranoia of Minecraft mods. It invoke a vanilla Minecraft Java bug. Okay, a bug. Okay. Okay, let's continue. I'm gonna follow the tutorial and put that remote transform. Remote. It's real. It's a thing. It exists. It actually does exist. I don't know how the fuck you use that thing. I've never used it before. Path property must point to a valid node 2D node to work. What the fuck do you want me to point it to? Do I have to like... Huh? Ito... Ito... As a child of the torso, call it arm. Shut up. It's not happening. It's not real. Use the remote pad property of the tuning nodes to target the arm. Wait, so it devours the nodes? Like it consumes the nodes. So I have to make the nodes. Okay. So let's make it a sprite to these. Okay, let's delete it for now. Let's make arm left. I've never used that node before. Very fucking curious. Arm left. Like seriously, I just want to fix it by doing this C index -1. Like that's like the easiest fucking solution. Why do I need that why? I don't see the usage of that remote node. I really don't. It feels very unnecessary. Like I feel like I just want to do C index. Like it's the same, no? The bug in question is MC-273635, by the way, Mir. Never heard of this bug. I am not a bug tracker. I am a bug, but not that kind of bug. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Trial spawners forget their designated moth when placed by player out of creative mode. Assigned by spawn eggs. I'm gonna follow the tutorial. Yes, good old MC-273635, a classic. So it's fixed in 1.21.4. I see. I'm gonna put the pivot point, it's gonna be here, maybe, right? Or more around here. It's probably the pivot point location. Maybe. I hope. Doesn't have to be precise, I hope. Make it look fine. So let's assume the coordinates. Mir is invoking a bug. She is the bug. I am a bug in reality sometimes. Like right now. Please do not debug me. I am fine. Do not debug the moth because the moth is a bug. But also a bug in reality, sometimes a glitch, you might say. Do not debug. Debugging is not allowed. Celine is trying to glitch me for real. Fuck you, Celine. Celine, I'm gonna hit you. Ah! I'm gonna have to make some exceptions because you're a professional debugger. Yes, I know, that's your job. That's what you do for life. But that doesn't mean you have to debug my stream by forcing bugs to happen. Child node. Let's add another sprite 2D. That's gonna be the hand, which they call forearm left. And that is not the right position for that, so we're gonna fix it. First, we're gonna set the pivot point where I believe it's supposed to be. Probably here. Hope. And then we're gonna move it. Let's look at the reference. It looks kind of like a perfect ball. So, like this. I think it looks right. I think that's as aligned as I can do it by hand measurements, eye measurements. But it's fun to make you fluster about it, forcing moths to happen. Edge case, glitch moth. I hate when it happens. I don't like it. Okay, let's call this hand right. So we're gonna do the solution they're selling to us. I'm still not convinced about this remote transform 2D. Which is its own transform 2D to another node derived in the scene. I don't know, I don't like it. Let's call it arm left remote arm left. Let's call it arm left remote. Arm left remote. And I'm gonna assign the arm left to it. Holy shit, it devoured my fucking node. There is a living edge case. Okay, so we have to make another one of those for the hand. Wait. Huh? We want the left arm to appear behind the... Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing for hand. Moving the remote transforms now moves the sprites, so we can create animations by adjusting the remote transforms. Okay, but question, it didn't hide arm left in the scene like it did it didn't do that. Like it's still in my... The original is still in my scene. Why does it look like that on their scene? Huh? Anyway, Cat will wait for the next release of Create Trial and Error so the modpad can be final. Something is not right. It doesn't do the thing that it's supposed to be doing. Yeah, I think the tutorial is old. Maybe this node did that before, but it doesn't do that anymore. I don't know. Where did they put it? They put it as a child of torso. Maybe because I need to also do hand, maybe? Let's do another remote. Call it hand, right, remote. Maybe everything in the tree has to be... Okay, now it's fucked up. I don't like it. I need to make it again. What do you mean? Remote path property of the and to target arm. Dons for Moth planet. Programming without context. Child of torso? Yes. I've said it before. Programming out of context sounds like something illegal is happening, or like or like dark magic is happening. Like somebody is either summoning Cthulhu or somebody is like doing something very, very legal. This card will create a permadeath mode themselves. Permadeath mode. You're gonna make a Minecraft permadeath? Isn't that already a setting in Minecraft? Like hardcore? Oh, you mean a permadeath for Moth Planet? Yeah, we didn't put that in Moth Planet. we don't have permadeath in Moth Planet. You know what? I think this tutorial is too old. Maybe this was for 12.3. I'm gonna do C-index. I'm gonna C-index that shit. I'm gonna roll back all this shit. I'm gonna C-index. That's like the best possible solution. You C-index the arm forehead. Look, -1. -1. Look, the arm is behind the fucking thing now. As expected. Wait a minute. Why is my arm... Why is this in the wrong... Did I target the wrong fucking thing? I targeted the wrong fucking thing. Didn't I? What the fuck happened here? I think I did. Target the wrong arm with the remote. You know what? Fuck. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do the thing myself. With the C-index. It's better. It's good. C-index good. Giga chat C-index. Fuck remote transform 2D. I'm kidding. It's good. But I don't care to use that right now. Okay, I'm gonna place it so that it matches thing like this. You will pull out a Kaizen mode on the cat statue room. You mod Cat Planet to play it inside Moth Planet from the cat statue tribute room. How about that? You could do that maybe. So I think that looks exactly like the reference, or as close to the reference as I can make it be. Now let's do the legs. Complete the skeleton by following the same steps for the rest of the parts. The resulting scene should look similar to this. What? Oh! Okay, I see that the stuff, it doesn't disappear from the tree. They just put it on the root. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, they're just moving it to the root so that... Okay, I see. So remote transform makes it... Okay, now I understand what remote transform does. I didn't understand what the description was. So what they did is that they put the stuff over here so that they're all childs of root. So remote transform makes it so that they use using the transform from root instead of the transform from torso. Usoge version of Moth Planet. Okay, this cat statue being animated and hostile. Cat statue boss fight in Moth Planet. That's an idea. That's an idea. The cats from the planet of cats possess the statue. And they see a little moth. And they wanna play Mr. X Gato. Okay, so you know, now that I know that, now I understand the purpose of remote transform 2D, but you know, I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna do C index. C index, happy moth, happy life. So head and jaw are also part of torso. So they do leg, chin, foot. As from the hip. Leg, chin, foot from the hip. What is the other? And then the other ones on the other side. Why like this? Is it because... I mean, it's supposed to be... Hey Mir, hello, welcome. I'm gonna assemble it how I believe it's supposed to go. And then whatever happens, happens. And it will be very fucking funny. Okay, let's put the head. We have the two arms, let's put the head. It's likely because of the place they slice the art. I don't know, it's a very strange... I use an animated 2D, oops. That's not the one we want. We want sprite 2D. Sprite 2D. Let's call it head. Let's put the head on it. Pop. And let's put it over here. I don't know what the pivot point for the head should be. Maybe when I put the jaw it will be more clear. Oh god, this is taking like... Okay. Do they show you the pivot point for the head? I'm going to assume it's somewhere in the neck area for the head. I think. I hope. Let's assume the pivot point is... Let's put the jaw first so we can... Even if the head is under the torso in the hierarchy. It's in the... I put it in hip. Yeah, it's supposed to be in torso. Oops. Oops. Thanks. That would have been a whoopsie. Sprite 2D for the head. For the jaw. And we're gonna put the jaw in there. Up. So now let's adjust the jaw to be in the proper location. Beep 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 beep. Compared with the reference, jaw is misaligned by a lot. I think that's as aligned as it gets. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's as aligned as it gets. Okay, now let's align the head. Clearly the head needs to be aligned here. It's supposed to be more to the right. Anyway, the cat has a similar rocket. There's a gap by the back of the head where you can see where the jaw matches up with the head. Indeed. That's more or less where I align it to. But the sprite, the separated sprites are not the same from the final one. The final one is like more refined. It has like extra shading and stuff. I don't know. It feels different from the final sprite. Because cat is escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it does seem different. Yeah, there is differences in between the final product and the separated sprite. Like this one has this extra seam on the jaw compared to this one. It's probably because they made the final one first and then they like broke it and like repainted it or something. Or they repainted it after they assembled it. Maybe, I don't know. I think what as aligned as we can get, but maybe it's a bit too high. But it's not, we're just practicing. We don't have to be that precise. I'm gonna assume the pivot point for the head is the neck. So, oh, oops, that's not what I'm moving. Oh, it's moving the jaw as well. Moving the head speed offset. Okay, so I'm gonna have to realign the jaw. I'm gonna assume the head needs to be here. So jaw. No. I'm gonna assume the pivot point for the jaw will be the bolt, so we can make it go like 45 degrees, like nya 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 nya. Like nya 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 nya, like that probably. I'm assuming that's the pivot point for the jaw. Lots of assumptions being made. Let's hope that the assumptions are correct. Okay. I think that's I think that's almost that's as much as we can align it by without like official measurements or something. Okay, legs. They're supposed to be on the hips probably. So let's do. Oh shit, you gotta hop. Sorry, you couldn't hang out longer. Have fun with your Godot time here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a good day, and thank you so much for saving us the trouble of realizing that the head was in the wrong place. Thank you. Have a good day, have a good evening. Let's call this leg right. It's attached to the hip. Leg right. See that it has the issues. So they put it above the torso in hierarchy, so that the torso is above it. Okay. So let's go above the torso, so that they are behind. Also, this leg is like in that blue orb. There is details missing from the models, the cutout model. At least the one they provided. Maybe the one that is on the website is like pre-alpha version of the sprite, and the final sprite is on the GitHub for the person who made it. Andreas Esau. I think the leg goes there. Let's hope it does. Let's move the offset, because now we found out that moving the pivot moves the pivot for everything else. So let's make sure it's right from the get-go. Okay, sprite for this one. Sprite to eat. This one is gonna be left. I call it left, right. It's leg. Leg, right. This one is gonna be what's it called? Shin, right. Right. So this connects to this thing over here. And I'm assuming the pivot point is the thing here. The little gear looking thing. Probably. Maybe. Perhaps. Now this guy needs a foot. So let's give them a foot. Foot right. There we go. Where is the foot? Here it is. That's not the tool I wanted to move. Just this guy. So this goes somewhere around here. I think I got it as good as it goes. Pivot point for the foot. Probably here. Right? Maybe here. Hopefully. Next foot, next leg, then the next leg. Right to the. Let's put it next to their sibling. And then we'll adjust it with some Z-index paraphernalia or something. Some Z-index fuckery, I will say. Leg left. Well, in the hierarchy, leg left is under the torso. Probably because it has to be in front of the other arm. Because that arm is supposed to be behind that leg. So let's put this guy here. No, not like that. Guys, doesn't go there. You. I don't want you guys to go inside each other. I want you guys to be siblings. There we go. That's what we wanted. So left leg goes here. We're gonna move it over here. It's very hard to see because this sprite is so dark. Very hard to see if I'm putting it in the right place. Let's assume that this has to be -1 in the Z-index. -1. Let's adjust. Given the darkness, I think this is covering a little bit of the arm. Let's look at the reference. Let's move the reference. You can see that joint. I think that's correct. Maybe it needs to be more to the right. No, lower. Lower. Around here. That's as close as we can get. Okay. Now left leg pivot point. Obviously, this joint over here. Now let's add the shin. Shin left. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum bum. Oh no, that's chin right. Oops. That's not the correct one. This one, chin left. Did I even give this guy the right leg? Leg left. Okay. And this is chin left. Okay. That is the correction. Here we go. Let's adjust the pivot point. The year looking thing. Now finally let's add the food, and I think that's the last piece we need to complete the cutout sprite. Food left. Call it food left. And it supposedly goes around here. No, it's supposed to go higher. It's supposed to be much higher. Looks... Is my leg too high? Too low? It might be too low. What? They don't match. Look how different look how different it looks. Let's raise the leg, I guess. Now it matches more, but the shadow here doesn't match here. So maybe I need to go left. No, right. I'm so confused. Are the cutout sprites that different from the reference? Well, you know, I didn't make the sprites. I didn't make the specifications for it, so I'm gonna say that's how it goes. Let's put the pivot point in the thing. There we go. And let's assume we finish. And let's trash the reference. Bonk. Now let's continue the tutorial. That took a while. I'm gonna save. That's important, very important. Saving. Gbot. There we go. We have Gbot. Save. Okay. The resulting rig will be easy to animate. By selecting the nodes and rotating them, you can animate forward kinematics effectively. For simple objects and rigs, this is fine, but there are limitations. Selecting sprites in the main viewport can become difficult in complex rigs. The scene tree ends up being used to select parts instead, which can be slower. Inverse kinematics is useful for animating extremities like hands and feet, and can be used with our rig in its current state. To solve these problems, we'll use Godot skeletons. In Godot, there is a helper to create bones between nodes. The bone-linked nodes are called skeletons. As an example, let's turn the right arm into a skeleton. To create a skeleton, a chain of nodes must be selected from top to bottom. Okay. Let's turn the right arm. Chain of nodes must be selected. So arm and a hand. Okay. Let's expand the hierarchy. So arm. 2 arms, and then we press these bone skeleton options. Make bone 2D nodes from nodes. Up. Now we have bones. Make bones. If we add bones covering the arm, the result may be surprising. Why does the hand lack a bone? In Godot, a bone connects a node with its parent, and there's currently no child for the hand node. With this knowledge, let's try again. Oh god, you just realized this sprite is giving the viewer a death stare. Holy shit! I see it now. That's very fucking scary. It's a fucking murder robot. Holy shit. Kill bot. Murder bot. I think I didn't do the right thing. It's a murder bot. Show bones. No, what did I do? Group. No. Okay. Show bones. Make bones. Show bones. Where are my bones? That bone ain't right. Only works for skeleton 2D or another bone 2D as parent node. Unlike a proper rest pose, go to skeleton 2D node and set one. We didn't make a skeleton 2D. We followed the tutorial. That's not what it said. This is different. Oh no, this tutorial is outdated. Oh no, it's outdated. Godot! Someone, please. Okay, let's assume programming without context. Where are my bones? Yes, exactly. This is a problem. So somewhere down the line, the skeleton 3D stuff changed. So now we have a problem where the documentation is outdated and it doesn't reflect how this works right now. The pattern of a hierarchy of bone 2Ds used to create a 2D skeleton animation. So I'm gonna have to make a best guess to how this is gonna work. There, now we have a parent, proper response, go to skeleton 2D and set one. Okay. Modification stack. Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, we have a modification stack enabled. What am I doing? Help! Reset to override rest pose. Ah! What happened? Ah! Override rest pose. Something is very wrong. I'm gonna roll back to when I had used arms. So this says that this was supposed to make bones. Make bones from nodes. But this is only making this bone. And this bone is complaining that we don't have the skeleton 2D node and set one. Let's see if there's comments talking about the... They're no longer under the bone icon. Here's a link to a Godot forum with the solution I found. Yeah, here we go. Documentation is outdated. We gotta fix it. So, okay, finally, these options were moved to the skeleton 2D modifications. You see DIK and other formats with IK are inverted kinematics. Thanks to the tutorial I found with updated information about inverse kinematics, go to tutorial 4 inverse kinematics in 2D part 1 the rig. Yeah, so it changed in 3.4.3. I see. To learn correct animations and skeleton 2D and bone 2D. I'm halfway through the tutorial, but I'm missing these options. Yeah, those options don't exist. Okay, but this guy mentioned this, but it doesn't show how he did it. Correct bones, first of all, you don't see all the options listed here. Same issue, from the tutorial works very well. There is a more manual approach. For the tutorial as well, I get to create bones except for the right arm. For example, I'm going to select them from the end to the beginning. Two things happen. It changes the nodes arm and there's an option to make all the options are missing, and the result is not a new root node consisting of a hierarchy of bone 2D. Instead, it inserts two bone 2D nodes as root nodes in the existing hierarchy of nodes, and that hierarchy doesn't work with skeleton 2D, as only bones 2D and skeleton 2D are allowed within the hierarchy. Am I missing something on how to use this function? Okay. Lots of people confused in the comments for this documentation. Definitely needs to be updated. So I guess we're gonna have to guess. What about the 2D skeletons tutorial? Is this updated? It might not be. So we might have to just fuck around and find out ourselves for how this shit is supposed to work. But this is a different system altogether. This is... Oh fuck, this is a completely different system. This is to make a skeleton from polygons that you fill with textures. Oh shit. So in this one they're using polygons and creating polygons from the sprite and deforming them with this tool. Holy shit. Okay, but in this one, they are making the skeleton as a sibling of the entire structure and then mapping. So maybe this is how we're supposed to do it. Maybe. Like maybe skeleton has to be a sibling of the main structure. Okay, let's go back to the Godot animation tutorial. Let's see what happened to their skeleton. Their skeleton is using... Oh fuck, we have an ad break, ad break, ad break. Ah, ad break. Be right back, ad breaks. Okie dokie, ad break is over. So, outdated documentation that no longer matches Godot's reality right now. Actually, good question. Has somebody submitted a ticket, an issue on the GitHub for this documentation? If nobody has, maybe I am the first one. Let's see. And remember, there was a GitHub for this documentation. Let's see. User contributed notes. Beep, 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 beep. Let's see, what is this icon? No, this is to change the dogs. Add-ons, documentation hosted by Read the Dogs. Project Home. Let's see if I can find a GitHub for the documentation itself. I remember there was a introduction. No, here. Get involved, GitHub repository for the docs. Let's see if somebody has an issue for the... Okay, here we go. Let's see, let's look for Godot. Information in the skeleton section of the Godot animation tutorial is outdated. Here we go. There's two actually, there's two. I think that the skeleton 2D docs, no, these are two different documentations. So the skeleton 2D documentation is also outdated. I think we're gonna get out of the tutorial hell and move into fucking around and finding around ourselves. Now let's read this issue. Maybe someone says there probably exists in tutorial on 2D skeletons, but it is not critical here. In the tutorial, link respose. Okay. I faced the same problem following the tutorial from what I see in some tutorials. Apparently the way to do it will be to create a skeleton 2D node under the scene root node. However, 2D skeletons are introduced after Godot animation. Perhaps the Godot animation section should be removed for Godot 4. Oh. I got it working. You have to add skeleton 2D under the root node. Add bone 2Ds under it as child nodes. Each bone 2D node can have sprite 2D node as their child. Hey, Dale the Wermoth, welcome! That they move with the bone. Don't add bones as childs of the sprites. They can directly access then the skeleton 2D node. You do get a warning. Inverse kinematic chaining is set up through the skeleton 2D's inspector settings. So they make bone 2D nodes from nodes, and this leads to a different result than what is shown in the tutorial. This will get fixed after updating the Godot animation tutorial. I'll give it a shot when if the above PR is merged. Okay, this is a problem with the engine as well. Somebody has to fix this. There's a PR for this. To create working bone chains. So what's supposed to happen when you press that button? So right now what's happening is that they're creating a bone with the thing under it, instead of doing what was expected. So after the fix, it should do this. Okay. I noticed that in his root node, it turned the root node into a skeleton. Okay. Should I do that myself? I mean, he's following the tutorial himself. My real pull request. With nested actions. You found the track that Oraxia uses. Oh yeah, this is the track, this is the song that YouTuber uses. It's called That's the Way by Streambits by Harriser. There is this YouTuber that reviews exclusively like roguelike games, Oraxia. Sometimes their videos show up in our recommendations. And this is exactly the track that I play as their intro. Okay. Oh, I know this guy. They have a lot of add-ons. They contribute a lot to Godot. They have a very interesting add-on collection. Without nested actions. So in this guy kept it That's no 2D. You know a YouTuber called Alexa who plays roguelikes? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Probably that's probably the one. Let's see. I think that's the one we're talking about. I think Celine called it Oraxia. Oraxia. I think it's Alexa. 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 Yeah, it's Alexa. It's not Oraxia. It's this one. This is the YouTuber, and this is the song that's playing right now. That's the one they use for the intro. Okay, I think we're no longer able to follow the tutorial, so we're gonna have to fuck around and find out ourselves. The tutorial may still be useful in the part where it goes to the animation of the cutout. It is time. So, animation tips. ID chains. Okay, so let's follow some of the practices before we fuck shit up. Because we're gonna fuck shit up. That's how we're gonna find out. So they're putting marker to this to finish the chain of bones. So hand right. I'm gonna put a marker to D. And that one is gonna be on the hand. So over here. Probably need one for food as well. So I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna insert marker to D here. I'm gonna assume that every termination needs one of these. Make that assumption. Hopefully that assumption is correct. Oh, I got it hand right. That's hand left. Whoops. Whoops. Add child node, marker to D. Does jaw need a termination? Do I need inverse kinematics for the jaw? Do I? Did they do it in the tutorial? They did, they kinda. Yeah, they did. What the fuck? Why is there... What? What? What the hell? Okay, they added termination to basically everything. So they put one in every foot. Why does hand have two terminations though? I don't understand. Oh, probably so like to give it that extra mobility in this part, maybe. Because right now my hand will be like this entire mitten. But you know, maybe I don't care for that much articulation. I'm gonna just put one articulation there. Yeah, they put extra articulations on the hand. One extra bone basically. They put one extra bone. They put a bone in the head. I am... this, okay. I'm gonna finish the extremities and then I'm gonna decide what the fuck we're gonna do with the with the head. That seems very funny to me. Okay, let's put this marker here to put the last bone for that foot. This foot has that hand has a bone. This hand has a bone. That foot has a bone. Now we need bones for head. They didn't put terminations anywhere else, right? Okay, use the head and jaw have terminations. So from what I can see, they put a bone on the forehead, and they put a termination for the bone on the jaw on the other side of the jaw. So I'm gonna try that myself. So head has a termination. Marker here. It's kind of fucked up. Okay, marker here. And this one's gonna go... Oh no! That's not what I'm moving. I'm moving this guy. This one's gonna go in the fourth... Oh. Let's move the marker with this. Yes. Aha. The bone is gonna be over here maybe. And we're gonna put another termination here. In the jaw. And that one is gonna go into the other side of the jaw. Suppose. Maybe it needs to be here. I don't know. Maybe. So, how are we gonna fix the skeleton? I'm gonna maybe turn this node into a skeleton. This node 2D. Let's change type. Skeleton 2D. That's what I saw the other guy in the GitHub issue do. And I'm guessing we gotta make a new stack and modifications add element CCDIK. Modifications that uses CCDIK to manipulate a series of bones to reach a target in 2D. Fab EK. Modifications uses fabric to manipulate a series of bone 2D nodes to reach a target. True bone IK. Modifications that rotates two bones using the law of cosines to reach the target. Physical bones. Modification that applies the transforms of physical bone 2D bones to bone 2D nodes. There's also base class for resources that operate on bone 2Ds in a skeleton 2D. I'm going to assume we need this one, CCDIK. There's also jiggle if you want jiggle physics. if your character, you can put jiggle bones in somewhere in a character with certain assets. There is one. You can do it. I remember there was a patch, an update not long ago. I think it was this one, 404, that mentioned adding jiggle physics bones. And they are like an example with like hair. But you know that they wanted an example with something else. It was like they did jiggle physics for the hair of a 3D character. They also added this look at, so that you can make a bone so that like on the head, so your head can look at things. I'm gonna use this one. I think that's the one we need. I hope. Target node path is the target for the CC. Is not modification. I'm gonna extend this so I can see more what the fuck's going on. Editor, Drogismo. Okay, you know what? The option make bones. Where's my bones? Where's my bones? Where's my bones? I guess I have to select everything. Let's select everything. And let's do bones. Go bones. Make bones. Oh god! Oh, it's all fucked up! Oh no! This bone lacks a proper rest pose. Maybe the correct approach was to not to use this hierarchy. But like let's make them node back normal. Node type. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna make skeleton a child of the root. And I'm gonna like recreate the bones. Wow, the fuck? That button is dangerous. Button is danger. Let's see what people what people figure out. Without nested actions, with nested actions. There's a bunch of warnings, and I don't think that's supposed to be like that. PP or fix after fix. Yeah, let's see this guy's structure. We're supposed to. Oh, I see, because they're a child of each other. That's not supposed to be how they work. Okay. Okay. So let's do what we were doing before. Actually. It's a mess. We're gonna figure this out. If not today, sometime soon. Maybe I will do this stream every Monday or something. To force me, to make shit happen. Skeleton. So instead of doing all the way, well, I don't know. Let's go crazy. So this is supposed to be inside each other. Like this. Oh my god. They're supposed to be touching each other, not inside each node. See, now it's forming. It's working! It's working! It's working! So we just need to fix the hierarchy. That's not correct. What happened there? Roll that back. Okay, that is correct. Oh my god. Okay. But this leg bone is... Arm goes with the torso. Hand goes with the arm. Marker goes with the hand. Okay, this is already fixed, this arm. This is fixed. This guy is not fixed. Why? Why is it not fixed? Why does it say that? Only works for a skeleton to the another bone to the sparrow. Is it not? Oh, it's sparrow enough. It's the child of hip right now. Okay. Let's fix it. Okay. Now it's working. That's nice. Now let's fix torso too. Ah, we fixed torso. Torso is fixed. Man, shit, it's working. So cool. Let's continue fixing the hierarchy. So arm will be connected to this. Should be a child of torso. Okay, and this should be a child head bone. Whoa! Oh, you said you have more points? Where you got those points, friend? Okay, it's kinda looking like the thing they made. Now you're broke. Are you submitting a game that you already submitted or something new? What is going on? Okay. That's the head. That's the head. Okay. What? We need to fix the arms now. The right arm needs to be fixed. This goes inside hand. This hand goes inside arm. And this arm goes on torso. And allegedly all the bones are now fixed. Wow, we have bones! Wow! Amazing! Amazing! We have bones in our little guy. Our little guy has bones. Can you believe it? Our little guy has bones. There's just one problem. Sprite is fucked up again. Need to fix the C index. Index is wookie wookie. Okay. Hide the bones so I can fix the sprites. Okay. So the arm is correct. Did it change the ordering? Okay, its ordering is now correct. Let's fix this. Don't need to do it there anymore. And do it with the bones to set the C index. Now I need to fix the leg. This torso needs to go between these two, maybe. Okay, that leg is now correct, but it's wrong. Over this one. No. To be here. Okay. Needs to be there. This needs to be. We're gonna fix the leg by setting the bone to ordering -1. Okay, now it's working. Allegedly. Allegedly, everything is fine now. The torso has the arms and the head. Should the head be in front of the arms? Where are the glasses? In my eyes. I have eyes inside my eyes. And there's eyes inside those eyes. And there's eyes inside those eyes, inside those eyes, inside those eyes, recursively, forever, fractally. I have infinite fractals as eyes, inside my eyes. Multiple membranes that create a compound glass. The glasses were fictional. They didn't exist. They're inside of me. They were a representation. Also because I haven't migrated to the new Godot, which will allow me to put props on my scene, but you know. One thing at a time. If you have so many eyes, how come you couldn't see spikes in Fallen Leaf? You see, that's the problem. Just because I have many eyes doesn't mean that they work. Doesn't mean that they work. It doesn't mean that they work. Anyways, we have bones and a skeleton. I don't know what to do with this. We have so many eyes and none of them work. Hey, I see infinite fractals, you know? It's already amazing that I can actually like interact with you guys and see what you're writing. That's already amazing enough. You know, you know how hard it is to like localize a tiny string of text in an infinite fractal of images? It sucks. It takes so much focus. That's why I have no brain cells left. All my brain cells are used up in focusing in a tiny little point in the fractals to see in this reality out of many. It's hard. It's fucked up. It sucks. Okay, we put these bones. I think all the bones are correct now. I think that's correct. Okay, so what do we do? So I need to... Yeah, let's show the bones. I allegedly probably need a modification stack. And let's enable it. And allegedly we need like this inverse kinematics one, maybe. I don't know if it's gonna do stuff. Is it gonna do stuff? Target notepad. The notepad to denote that is the target for the CCD EK modification. This note is what the CCD EK chain will attempt to rotate the bone chain to. So I need to give it like one of the structures, right? Or all of them. Okay. Let's give it the hip. What happens if I give it the hip? What will that do? Tip notepad. The end position. Oh. Oh. So I need to do one of these modifications for each part, perhaps. What I don't know is what is the end position of the hip? Does the hip need that? Okay, I'm gonna do one arm, one leg. Let's do one leg. Let's do leg right, and the end position is this marker over here. So now if I go to right leg, if I pick this and I move it, what happens? No, I don't want to move the bone. No, I thought they were moving the entire thing in the tutorial. Fan mode, they were making it move. Yeah, they were doing this. They were doing this. How do I do that? I want to do that. That's what I want to do. It's these tiny things in the markers. Do I need to edit those? Let's see. Like, why is there that tail in the bones? If there's this extra that points that way, I don't like it. They like tell it to fuck off. If I remove that bone, it just removes the entire previous one and makes that tiny flap on the other side. Okay, let's do modifications of one place. And let's see how the fuck do they move their inverse kinematic rig like that. Is there grab any child or grandchild of the base of the chain, for example the food, and move it. You will see the rest of the chain adjust as you adjust its position. So if I grab this food, I move it around. Okay, it's moving the bones, but it's not moving the sprites. Why is that happening? Why is that happening? Did I need to overwrite the rest pose like that, perhaps? So now I could do that? Maybe? No, it's not doing the thing. Wait. When did I reparent that? Okay, back here. Skeleton, override, rest pose. Okay, now let's move the food. And it's still not moving the sprite that it's supposed to move. What in the fuck? Nani? I have... Wait, no. The modifier I said was for leg right. Marker 2D. Leg right bone. Enable. Number of CCD IK joins into CCD IK modification. What? P2, P2, P2. So the thing is that the tutorial no longer matches the reality. The tutorial is outdated, so we're trying to fuck around and figure out. We're checking the issues in the Godot documentation to see what people say. Because it's fuck. We gotta fuck it ourselves. Skeleton dogs do not match Godot. New and improved inverse kinematics. Okay, let's see how they made it. No, that's 3D. I want to see 2D. Action A, override. When you update the dog, mind out the skeleton actions change orders and names. Personally, right now, Godot animation uses sprite. No skeleton hierarchy of sprites. Personally, I started following third-party videos like this one, but this particular one is a mix of the Godot animation tutorial, which is sprites, and adding an actual skeleton on top of bones in the middle, and I'm adapting it to my needs as I use polygons. So sprite versus polygons plus textures, skeleton at the top of the bones and polygons are each bone. This is a disaster. We're gonna have to like try a third-party tutorial maybe. Until they fix the documentation. At least there's open issues for it, so hopefully the documentation will be updated soon. When we're the... Wait! This was up... When? Documentation... Hey. How long ago? 2023. They haven't... Since they have no data since 4. What about this one? The new structure is new. You think Godot remove 2D IK chains and replace it with Bone 2D system? Releasing any documentation on how to use the Bone 2D system or how to use it to do IK? Anyone knows how to use these new systems? Could you update the docs or explain here how it works? Thanks. Oh fuck. Oh shit. We are in, you know, in Geoldi maps, the Geol sea charts, where you have a map of the old world and there's in the corner like a dragon and it says there be dragons. That's where we are right now. That's where we are right now. Because there's no dogs for this feature. We're gonna figure it out ourselves. Let's go. Let's see, maybe there is documentation for Skeleton 3D, but not as a tutorial. Maybe I can read about Skeleton 3D directly on... Because the stuff that is actually object related, do you try asking AI how to do it? I will actually if before I do that, I will eat like an entire pizza to make my gallbladder finally explode and kill me. That's more likely to happen first. I like just nuke my gallbladder with pigs until it explodes and finally it puts me 6 feet under. That's what I will do before I try AI. If the documentation is fucked up, where do you think the AI is gonna pull that information? So you're gonna ask something that hallucinates lies, how to do something that is not even available as knowledge in the mainstream. And it's not even available as knowledge right now. in any shape or form. So that's gonna be fun. I wish the very best to whoever tries to use AI to figure out what's going on here. Like, God rest their souls. I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the documentation on the skeleton 3D. It's like super smart, so it can figure it out. AI bro, yes, that's what they sound like. That's exactly what they sound like. Skeleton 3D. So we have the skeleton 3D object. A node containing a bone hierarchy used to create 3D skeletal animations. So modifier callback process. Let's open the documentation for that. So process physics or idle. So one of the properties they have is bone enable change. Let's look at my scene. So modification stack. Modification stack is not in here. It's part of the documentation. Oh wait, this is skeleton 3D. I'm looking for 2D. Ooh, skeleton 2D, please. Sorry, I am in the wrong place. I'm looking for clotted soup. That's what's happening right now. Okay, so let's see what the fuck is a skeleton modification stack. Skeleton 2D parts a hierarchy of bone 2D nodes. It holds a reference to each bone 2D's rest pose and acts as a single point of access to its bones. To set up different types of inverse kinematics for the given skeleton 2D, as a skeleton modification stack 2D should be created. The inverse kinematics be applied by increasing modification count and creating the desired number of modifications. So I am creating modifications, element 0. So I'm gonna have to find what modifications are available. Skeleton modification stack 2D. The resource is used by skeleton and holds a stack of skeleton modification 2Ds. It controls the order of the modifications and how they're applied. Modification order is specifically important for full body inverse kinematic setups, as you need to execute the modifications in the correct order to get the desired result. For example, you want to execute a modification on the spine before the arms on a humanoid skeleton. This resource also controls how strongly ultimate modifications are applied to the skeleton 2D. Okay, I see. Okay, can I see the types? Types. Give me the types. Oh, this is stack. Okay, this is the types. The stack holds the order and modification is the actual modification types, which there are many. So we're using CCD IK, which I think is the one we're supposed to do. To manipulate a series of bones to reach a target 2D, this skeletal modification uses an algorithm called cyclic coordinate descent inverse kinematics, or CCD IK. Manipulate a chain of bones in skeleton 2D so it reaches a defined target. Since it works by rotating a set of bones, typically called a bone chain, on a single axis. Each bone is rotated to face the target from the tip by default, which over a chain of bones allows it to rotate properly to reach the target. The first has CCI joins, which are the data objects. Data chain length. What does that property do? The number of CCI joins in the CCI modification. Do I have to like specify? Like no, right? It should be able to find that out by target and tip. No? Okay, so we're doing leg right. Leg right. This is what we're modifying right now. Leg right. And foot right is the tip, allegedly. No, the tip is marker to the bone. What that means is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say that there's 4, right? It doesn't let me in. Okay, there's 4, allegedly. So now will it work? Will it function? No. It's not. Oh, I'm moving the sprite rather than the bone. Okay, let's move the bone. Let's move the bone. Okay, that's doing crazy stuff. That actually made the performance go down. So I don't think that property is what we want to change. I don't think that's it. Join synthesis modification. Like, it would seem like that's what we want. Maybe it's 3. Okay, let's move the foot now and see what happens. Nothing happens. In your workplace, documentation is so sparse and convoluted, you rarely find anything, but AI sometimes does. And sometimes it lies and costs you an entire day. Yeah, no thanks. I would rather lie to myself. Let's see. Process, physics process. Let's look at the documentation for bones. Bone 2D. Because I'm moving the bones and the bones are moving and reflecting the movement, but they're not moving their actual the sprites that they are tied to. Hierarchy of bone 2Ds can be bound to skeleton 2D to control and animate other node 2D nodes. You can use bone 2D and skeleton 2D nodes to animate 2D meshes created with the polygon 2D UV direct editor. Each bone has a rest transform that you can reset with apply rest. These rest poses are relative in the editor. You can set the rest pose from the skeleton using the menu option from the code. You need to iterate over the bones. Okay. It doesn't say the hierarchy that this is supposed to have. Which is very curious, if you ask me. No comments on it. Are there any comments on this? The phrasing is unclear here. With enable all modifications, you can also take false, which will disable all modifications. Well, it is false by default. The modifications. Any comments? No comments. How about CCDIK? Any comments? No comments. Interesting. Interesante. Muy interesante. In the stack will be called. This is an automatic route the skeleton choosing node. Okay. I mean, allegedly I want it to be enabled, right? It will be called by the skeleton modification stack. I think I want it, right? Or is it that I need to make hip to leg first? So maybe that's the problem. We don't have the full chain yet. So maybe we have to make a modification. Put this one first in the hierarchy, and this one is gonna be the hip, and it stops at the leg, maybe? Leg, right bone. Maybe that's the problem. The problem is that maybe we don't have the thing set up from the middle, the correct point. Is this right? I wonder. Like, you can put the actual like, do you want to use the skeleton or use the first bone in your hierarchy? Okay, let's try to move the foot. See if it works now. No, that's not the move. And it moves the bones, but it doesn't move the foot. Yay. Okay. So bones have their Auto calculate length and angle. Bones. Set to rest pose. Okay, well, this is the rest pose. Resting pose. It's supposed to move the thing inside the bones, but I understand. Out of bounds and update. Okay. Let's delete the console. If there was something in the console I didn't see. Let's try this again. It's moving the bone, stretching the bone, but it's not moving the sprites attached to that bone, which is the upsetting part. Maybe those are not the modifications we want. Let's see. Eagle's bone, shooting nose as they move to the target, stack holder that holds and executes. Wait, do we need this first? Health modification stack. Oh no, so you can make more stacks inside your stacks while you stack as you stack. Okay. I don't think that's what we want right now. Well, I don't know if it is what we want right now because the tutorials are outdated. Somebody else figured it out and made YouTube videos, so maybe we're gonna watch the YouTube videos instead. So yeah, you can make modification stacks inside your modification stack. Okay, but that's not what we want. We want inverse kinematics, which I assume is this one. What about this empty one? Like, just what does it do when it's empty? What does it do? Like, what does the normal one do? Rise interface. Okay, it's just an interface. Bone to the nose. There's a flexible solution. Okay, I guess it's an interface so you can make your own. If you want. If you don't want any of these ones, you can use this interface to make your own. Okay. Okay. Let's try the other inverse kinematic thing. This one, fabric. Fabric data chain, target notepad. Let's give it a hip. Fabric requires at least 2 joints to operate. Cannot execute modification. 2 joints. When you say 2 joints, do I give it the ending termination? That one work. Put right bone. It accepted this one. Let's delete this. So right now it is using the marker. Let's move it and see what happens. Wow, isn't that wrong? Like very wrong. Let's move the foot. It's doing the same thing as everyone. It's not moving the sprite associated. Is that sprite outside? No, Chin is inside its bone. Chin is indeed inside its bone. The pivot is set. Next location is set. Why are the bones not moving their children when they move? I would like to know. Let's see what else the tutorial says that they need to do. They make an eye keychain. Okay, this is the part that is outdated because this no longer works like this in Godot 4. The base of the chain will turn yellow. So they made their bones. Then they made a chain. Let's see what this person did. There's some person here that figured something out with CCDIK. It's not here. Where was it? Was it a comment perhaps? Or was it here? Request. This was these examples. That is this is 3D stuff. Yeah, this is 3D stuff. Let's look at the comments. No comments here. What are the animation comments? I think someone here. I saw a message that had like CCDIK instructions. Somebody. Where did I see that? Wasn't it in the GitHub? Pretty sure I saw it in the GitHub itself. I think it was in the PR perhaps. This is the PR. So I need this one. This is the PR for the engine. This is the issue about the documentation. This is where I saw it, I think. Yeah, here we go. So they made a modification stack, set enable to true and check. They made a chewbone IK under the modification list. In the chewbone IK at the target node, which needs to be outside. What? In the joint one bone to the node, add one of the bones which has child bone. Add the previous bone's child. Same for all the bones you want IK to affect. For hair and foot ends, you can use modification look at, and in which you set the bone and a target node. Animation player under the root node for animating the response before starting animation. Okay. Okay. But they use chewbone IK, so maybe let's try that one. Delete. We're gonna do chewbone IK. Ooh, what the fuck is happening? Oh! Okay, let's disable. It's still going. But we disable. Why is it still going? Okay, let's give it target node, but let's give it a leg. So wait, join 1, join 2. Target minimum distance. The minimum distance the target can be at. The target is closer than the distance the modification will solve as its minimum distance. So weird leg, weird chin. It stopped complaining, so that's good. And then let's give it a foot. Is that good enough? Yes? Maybe? So minimum distance, dip and direction. The bouncing maybe. Whoa! Oof, ouchie, ouch. Thanks for the vibe check. Thanks for the coffee. I should drink water. That's a good reminder. I'm gonna get some water. So I did this thing. Let's enable this thing. What happened? He said, what? What's it doing? Okay, let's remove food. Let's remove food. What is it doing? What's it doing? What you doing, boy? Well, what is that? What is that? What are you doing? That's not cool. Maybe that I need the hip instead. The hip bone. And then this is supposed to be the leg. And then the chin. That how it is? Navel. Well, maybe. Ah, we have an ad break. Well, be right back. Okay, ad break is over. Hello, everyone. So, I don't know what happened. I think something resembling inverse kinematics may happen. But not here. Let me fix it. I did something else. I put here a leg, and here I put like so if we move this guy, some inverse kinematics are happening. Okay, but I don't think that's the okay. Oh, sorry, no, it has to be chin. Okay, so now we can move chin, leg. So we move leg, and it's bending, but it's bending wrong. I mean, it's bending. It's doing some inverse kinematics, maybe. But if I reset, if I put it back to rest, that's how it rests. That's not how it's supposed to rest. There's some. If I do bend direction, it's gonna get all fucked up because it's just gonna bend the opposite direction like an ostrich leg instead of bending the other way. So that's not what we want. So let's put it. What's it say here? Root of a scene is recommended to not be transformed since instances of the scene will usually overwrite this. Reset transform reload the scene to remove this warning. Wait, did I transform the what? Oops. When did that happen? I didn't mean to. Okay, let's put the bend back to normal. So what is this bone ID index? If I, oh my god. Oh, it's automatically changing. Oh fuck, what the shit? Okay. Draw gizmo, draw minimum, maximum. View gizmos. Okay, so at least we found something that is behaving kind of like IK. So let's say, hi Mr. Moth, hi Mr. Toasty Zero, welcome. So let's say we're rotating this guy. It's not rotating. Oh no. Oh no. But if we move it, it is. Oh my god, why is it doing this? Why is it like this? In the last year or so, your daughter has decided to take the nickname Moth. Ooh. But it's only when I move it. But there must be some kind of constraints that I have to modify somewhere. But I'm not certain which constraints those are. Let's see. Let's reset the pose. Because if I disable this, it goes back to what I'm expecting it to be. The target maximum distance. The maximum distance that target can be at. If the target is farther than this distance, the modification will solve as if it's at this maximum distance. When set to 0, the modification will solve without distance constraints. Okay.
All I see.
So I have to decide that, assuming this rest transform of the bone, you can reset the nodes transforming to this value using apply rest. How to calculate length and angle.
I like the cherries. Yes, the cherries are good.
Okay.
The cherries are good. The cherries are good.
Okay, let's see. If we modify minimum,
The cherries are good. The cherries are good. The cherries are good.
it says minimum doesn't
The cherries are good.
modify the behavior right now.
The cherries are good. The cherries are good. The cherries are good.
But modifying the maximum does have some effect. Interesting. Interesting. What if I want is something like this? change hip bone to leg. Jesus, that's definitely fucked. Or do I have to make a chain of this kind of modification, perhaps? Okay, let's go back to making it hip bone and leg.
They're trying to kill me.
Chin. Okay, so assuming we need
I said they're trying to kill
make another one and it's pasted, and this one is gonna go from
Let me out of this maze already.
this one's gonna go from chin. Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is happening? Oh, oh mama. Oh mama, what happened there? Okay,
All I can do now is take these pills.
that hip. One hip here.
The ghosts are blue. They're running.
Oh, because of course, because I copied the resource. That's right. You know, Godot, when you copy a resource, I need to make this one unique so that they don't change at the same time. Yeah. So I something funny happened. It was not intention. It was not the intention. Okay, let's fix this. Let's fix this. So this one is gonna go from chin. This one goes from hip. This one goes from leg to shin. That's 2 bones. And this goes from shin to foot to marker. Like this, perhaps. I mean, I don't know what the fuck is going on in here. This is very funny. Fuck. Ooh, Celine's niece in progress. Yeah, setting a maximum here kind of fixed it, and by inverting the vent, that is kind of like a foot. Oh god. But I mean, it should also be able to go the other way.
I like the cherries. Yes, the cherries are good.
But that's too much. Like, I want an angle. I don't want like all that.
The cherries. Yes, the cherries are good.
Okay, so let's assume this is not what we want. Let's nuke this part.
And peaches.
I just want to see, to make one leg work. That's what I want. I just want one leg to work.
Is cherries.
I think that's fair, right? I think that's good too.
The reward is cherries.
Accidentally set it to index 0. Oops. I went all the way to the hip. Oh my god.
I like the cherries.
Let's do it again. Okay, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. That's not what we want.
The cherries are good. The cherries are
The cherries are good.
The cherries are good. The cherries are good. All I see in this dark room are pills.
This is why this robot is giving us the death stare.
No. Wait.
What do you mean that's not what we want? Who are you to decide? Well, I am here allegedly to learn how to make this thing move in a understandable, like a functional, natural way. I don't know if spinning from the hip all across the cosmos is exactly what this robot is meant to do. I think now I understand why this robot is giving us the death stare. This robot is very angry with us because we keep his patience has run out. Just as hedgehogs. No, see, but that's hedgehogs. This robot is not a hedgehog. Is rolling is perfectly natural for blue hedgehogs, but not for Godot-shaped robots, I think. I just want these legs to work, man. I just want the legs to do their job, man. And I can't find anyone else that has figured it out. Let me read this. Interpretation is at the target node, which needs to be outside the skeleton to the what? What? Metal Sonic wants to know your location. But that's a blue hedgehog robot. See, that's not the same. I'm saying this is a Godot-shaped robot. Does it look blue? Does it look like a hedgehog? No, right? That means this guy's not supposed to spin. We could make it spin. We could maybe give it a function to spin, but I don't think spin is the functionality that was determined for this guy. At the priest bones, child bone to the joint. It's kind of bluish. That's not a measurement of how much this robot is supposed to spin. And had the spike stream. Speaking of, all the Sonic games are in like a super discount. Like Sonic Frontiers is like 70% off. And Celine got the last Sonic games we were missing, which was Sonic Generations X Shadow the Hedgehog. So, you know, maybe when we're done with Mario, we will do Sonic. Maybe. I'm still undecided. I need to find a way to make Sonic 06 happen. But like the real one, not the fan project. Having a free network test for the racing game right now. Yeah, with the racing game is like, I don't know, will I play Sonic Transform? Is it good? It's a card game. I'm more regretful of Mario World because I don't think it's worth $80. I think Mario World should not be $80. It should be $60 at most. It should be at most $60. And then I see Sonic 06 is also like $70. Like, like buyer's remorse. I don't know what to do. This thing is telling me that the thing needs to be now Kirby Reyes. See, Kirby looks like it will probably be worth. That one looks like it's worth a 60. A 50. I hope it's 60. Because that's what it looks like to me. It looks like a 60 to me. Palmil, welcome. Now let's see. This person did an entire different method. They got it working. You have to add skeleton to the under the root node. Add bone to this under it as child nodes. Each bone to the node can have sprite to the node as their child that they move with the bone. Don't add bones as childs of the sprites. They can directly access skeleton to the node, but you do get a warning. IK chaining is set up through the skeleton to this inspector settings. Okay, but what about Moth card? What about it? What about Moth card? This PR is still open. Since when? Since June 21 actually. I think. No? Maybe it would be faster if I just make my own inverse kinematic system. Wouldn't that be funny? Like just make my own inverse kinematics and that will fix all this tutorial hell. All this reverse engineering hell because they didn't update the documentation to to what skeletons and inverse kinematics actually is like today. I will have to watch that video maybe. It's fine to watch a YouTube video like on Twitch like that. I mean, it should be right. There's like entire channels dedicated to like reacting to people's content. Now, where was that video? You found this tutorial. There is some more manual approach. There was a guy who found a video who explained everything allegedly. Not this guy. It just resulted in it spinning in circles. That's very normal, right? That's normal, right? Spinning limbs. That's just normal. Normal. Tutorials, they followed this one. Let's see, what is this? Video isn't available anymore. Nobody knows how to make inverse kinematics in Godot. Maybe we're gonna have, maybe we can be the first one and like like make a video. Wait, let's make a video, I guess. Let's see. Godot. That laugh was proper curse. Well, that's how I feel right now. That laugh, it was proper internal feelings of my. This is now Moth's bizarre inverse kinematic adventure. I'm gonna grow an enemy. I'm gonna grow my own star platinum to start punching the editor until inverse kinematic happens. Sounded like you were drawing while drinking. Droning while drinking water. What? Godot skeleton 2D. Let's see. Does anybody know how to use this thing? Stone game GZ quest. Godot 4. I want Godot 4. Godot 4. Did anyone figure it out and make a proper video for it? Cover animations, blur, inverse kinematics versus cover kinematics, compare. Bone animations, character, mesh deforms and rigging. You see, but this is Godot 3. This is proper for the documentation for Godot 3. So there is videos. Plenty. So maybe I will do this out of stream and maybe I will stream again on a Monday maybe to show my research coming to fruition somehow. Yes, this is fucked. I don't see us figuring this out through this documentation at the moment. Hopefully they fix it. There's open tickets that have been up for a while. And all this started because I wanted to learn inverse kinematics. I just didn't know that they updated the skeleton system and that they did not update the documentation. If I had known, I would have checked some videos first. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 pam, pam, pam. Look at those eyes. He knows. He was trying to warn me. That's not a death stare, that's a warning. He wanted to warn me, like, no, stop, go back. Go back. It's not uncooked. It's not done. Go back. Save yourself. That's what those eyes were trying to say. Can we figure this out before we expire? Let's see. Let's see how fucked up this can get by adding more rules. I wonder why that person said that it needs to be outside skeleton 2D. The target node has to be outside the skeleton 2D. Do they mean just like a bone inside it? Or it has to be actually outside the fucking skeleton? Like, this is kinda amazing. Like, what if I turn this guy again into a into a node? What happens? Everyone complains. Everyone complains because they all want to be children of a skeleton 2D node. Funnily enough, they maintain the structure despite everything. Despite everything, they kept the structure. Let's add another one and fuck everything up with a Cubone IK. Why does he complain before I actually modify it? Makes no sense. And you see, that's when you use the Cubone. What about CCD? Hip marker. This should be working already. Bone size equal 20. Out of bounds. So this is it. Complaining. Oh, you have to set it. I didn't see there were setting. Oh, okay. You do have to set this up like this. Okay. But that's why it's complaining. So now we have to make maybe here leg. Join data 1. Now shin. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Rotate from join. What does that mean? Navel constraint. Doing stuff. He's doing stuff. Navel constraint. Constraint angle. Oh shit. Look and space. Constraint angle invert. This is for the leg. Put this back to 0. Happens when I modify this. Okay, not much. Close. Let's say that we don't want that leg to ever move at all, forever. So this tip, target and tip, is just to set the index of each joint. And then you have to add the joints. Okay, let's say I want constraints here. This actually have an effect here. That's nice. Constraint angle invert. But if I say rotate from joint, So you do have to fulfill the entire chain, I think. What if the problem is right? I don't want leg. Maybe that's it. Because maybe I just want to rotate leg and the rest following from leg. Maybe. So maybe target here is leg. And then here we go. From chin to foot. Said that I only want that one data point. So at least now it looks normal. What happens if I say rotate from join and I start moving this? Ew. Ew. Angle minimum and angle maximum. That's just moving the entire thing normally. Now that's spinning forever. Okay. Let's say maximum angle 60, minimum 0. Strain in local space. Would that be correct, perhaps? Let's see. I move the leg, nothing happens. I rotate it, nothing happens. If I move the shin, rotate the shin, nothing happens. If I move it, something is attempting to happen in some way. Some attempt at some happening is happening. Titus contraen gizmos in the corner. So maybe I do have to add the leg to the IK. We're doing so much learning right now. You wouldn't believe how much learning is happening. Oh my god, that happened. Calm down. Oh, calm down. Oh. Oh. This is gonna be leg. This is gonna be shin. This is gonna be foot. Now we're gonna do some trains, maybe 60 here. Okay, some shit is happening, so that's good. Uh, if I invert the angle, I want it to spin forward. Okay. Pick the wrong thing. It says minus 60 and 60. Let's see what happens. So that's the resting position already for that thing with those constraints. Range. Let's move the line. See what happens. Oh, nothing happens. Nothing happens. What if I move the hip? Oop, that's right. That's the entire fucking. Let's. What if I move the chin? Okay, some kind of constraints are happening. Set rest pose. I may not be visualizing how the constraints are supposed to work. It's crazy. Okay, let's see here. This transforming this. It is not. So all these transformations are happening on the bone itself. Probably as part of the transformations applied by the modifications. So we have to figure it out in the modification itself. Strain angle invert. Constraint angle minimum, constraint angle maximum. No descriptions for these properties. Is a description for the properties in the documentation for that thing? It seems there might be. Chain length. Chain length. Constraint angle max. New margins constraint angle inverted. An inverted joint constraint only constrains the specific joint to the angles outside of the inputted minimum and maximum angles. For this reason, it is referred as an inverted joint constraint as it constrains the joint to the side of the inputted values. Rotate from joint. Says to rotate joint index is said to rotate from the joint through or to rotate from the tip. False. What the fuck? Go to the node assigned to the joint index. Okay. But I understand that I will have to find some alternative resource from someone who already did the research. Because this is gonna take a long time, longer than the stream time, to be able to research. So we probably gonna stop here for tonight. And I'm gonna continue digging at this, probably with a different tutorial. And we'll see what happens. Maybe I will stream on Monday to continue this madness and see what we can do. Like I want to at least do something original, not with the robot. I want to do like a bunch of polygons, maybe make a worm. See if I can do like an inverse kinematic worm that can move around, like do the worm motion when they move around. And then maybe we can do like a moth and see if we can do like inverse kinematics on the wings and the legs. and make them skitter about and flap their wings. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to see like if I can do something like that with the Skeleton 2D system. Good for now, because this is going nowhere. I'm gonna save. And we're gonna say good night. We're gonna raid someone. I wonder if Kelvin is streaming. It's pretty good. What is it called? Robot Stunt Club. Nitro Man. That's pretty cool. Okay. Need to switch my mouse and keyboard to my real computer in real stream space. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. We're gonna turn off the capture. We're gonna go over here. And we're gonna find someone to raid. See who is available. This moment. I think we are going to raid someone called Cloudhawk, perhaps, who is playing Riftbreaker with Cloudy and Abalibaru. Or we raid Heka Centipede, who is doing a birthday stream. Let's raid Heka Centipede. It's their birthday. Here we go. Raid for Heka Centipede. And this is Moth signing out. Thank you all so much for commenting. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope all of you have a wonderful evening. I hope all of you have a very good night. And if you're going to bed right now, I hope a giant moth from the void comes into your room to snuggle over you, keeping you warm, cozy, and safe, so you may have very good dreams. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.